Between two worlds, my conflict of identity as a Mexican American. Growing up in the United States as a child of Mexican heritage has often felt like a walking tightrope between two worlds, never quite fitting perfectly into either. On one hand, I was raised in America, steeped in its culture, language, and values. I pledged allegiance in classrooms, celebrated Thanksgiving, and spoke English more fluently than Spanish. On the other hand, I carry the weight and warmth of my Mexican roots, the language of my parents, the smell of tortillas in the kitchen, the stories of struggle and pride that echoed through my family's voice. The duality was not a balance, it was a conflict, one that quietly shaped my sense of identity and left me questioning who I really was. In school and in public places, I was expected to behave American. That meant being individualistic, competitive, outspoken. I was taught that success meant standing out, being your own person. But at home, my family valued humility, loyalty, and collectivism. We didn't speak unless spoken to. We served each other food before serving ourselves. We didn't talk about personal struggles outside the home. These differences might seem small, but they created a kind of cultural whiplash, one that became especially intense during adolescence when identity matters the most. The tension went beyond language and food. It reached deep into my beliefs, the way I understood family, relationships, and life itself. American culture told me to prioritize my personal dreams, even if it meant leaving home. Mexican culture reminded me that family was everything, and no dream should come at their expense. I remember feeling guilty for wanting things that I didn't fit the script I inherited. I wanted to move away from for college, to pursue creative passions instead of stable jobs, to keep my mind freely instead of preserving appearances. But every one of those choices felt like a betrayal to my people who gave up everything for me to have a better life. The guilt became a constant presence in my mind, a quiet shame that said I wasn't doing enough for either side. I wasn't American enough to fully blend and thrive without self doubt, and I wasn't Mexican enough to fully honor where I came from. I began to live a fragmented identity, switching masks depending on the setting. One version of myself with my friends, not another with my family, yet another when I traveled. And eventually, I began to resent myself for not being able to just pick one path and feel whole. Conflict wasn't just a weakness, it was a truth that many others shared. Being Mexican American doesn't mean choosing between two worlds, it means holding both at once, even when it hurts. I started to accept that it was okay to feel confused, to feel out of place, to not have every part of my identity sorted out. That in between space, uncomfortable as it is, has also become my home. I've learned that my identity isn't a performance or a fixed label. It's a process. It's the result of living in translation between languages, customs, values, and generations. It's honoring my family's sacrifices without letting them cage on my future. It's being able to make tamales with my grandmother and still dream about working in a modern career that she may never fully understand. It's laughing at jokes in Spanglish, feeling pride in both an American flag and a Mexican one, and knowing that neither has to cancel out the other. Living with myself has meant forgiving myself for not fitting in. It has meant unlearning shame and embracing complexity. My cultural identity doesn't have to be either or, it can be both. I can be American in my ambition, Mexican in my heart. I can celebrate the 4th of July and Dia de los Muertos. I can speak with an accent in Spanish and still call it my native tongue. I can carry generations of struggle while building something new.